Are you looking to buy the LEGO Starry Night and possibly hang it on the wall, but may have concerns if it'll come crashing down? In this review, I explain the building experience, the pros and cons, and most importantly to me, does it hold up on the wall? Starry Night is incredibly recognizable, and LEGO has done a fantastic job at recreating this art piece with brick pieces. Thanks to Truman Chang, who originally created this LEGO masterpiece, he submitted it to LEGO Ideas where it was approved to be recreated and is now on LEGO shelves. LEGO Starry Night sets you up with 2,316 pieces, a majority of them being plates and tiles. Beginning with bags 1 through 4, you put together the foundation, hills, trees, buildings, and Vincent van Gogh himself. The detail in Van Gogh looks fantastic and really surprised me since they gave his clothes an art vibe with what seems like paint strokes all over his shirt and pants. However, they cut off both of his ears rather than only his left one. It's a joke, everyone. Van Gogh comes with a paintbrush with blue paint on the bristles, a palette with the paint color combinations of Starry Night, and of course, an easel with a stand that includes a print of Starry Night. Thank you, LEGO, for making that a print and not a sticker. What struck me in the beginning of the building process was how sturdy the foundation felt as you make your way through bags 1 through 4. The foundation holds together strongly and gets pieces added to it that creates layers of hills using a mix of large quarter plates, circular plates, a few 1x1 studs, and rounded bricks. There's a bit of repetition with these bags as the circular plates get stacked with 1x1 quarter flat tiles, but thankfully it's not a grueling process as it's only 1 quarter tiles compared to 4 per circular plates. Bag 5 becomes the least interesting part of the build, as the builder literally stacks 1x4 plates over and over again until they reach the end of the bag contents. The 1x4 plates come in 4 shades of blue to make up different hues of the sky. During this part, it can be a bit challenging to differentiate the lighter shades, so it is important to take your time despite how grueling it can be. In this bag, you also get to piece the wall mount together. More on that later. Bag 6 is a simple yet fun build where you put the black frame together, which I noticed it included a new LEGO piece that I've yet seen before. This would be the rounded brick that creates the groove of the frame. The frame feels fairly sturdy and is applied to the set by inserting the Starry Night art on top of the studs inside the frame. Once inserted, it's held in tightly and doesn't feel like it's going to pop off by any means. Bag 7 through 8 is full of colorful fun as you start piecing together parts of the wavy sky and the printed stars. This is where the set truly becomes stunning. Each wavy part is cleverly pieced together and placed on a certain part of the canvas, waiting for another wavy part to be placed next to it to form together. The stars come in different transparent hues and colors, which make this set even more stunning. The moon printed piece is set upon a bunch of bricks pieced together to give it an awesome swirl effect around it. Bag 9 inserts the cypress tree into the canvas by a Technic prong and is also supported by the base of the set. The whole tree gives the most space between the canvas and itself, delivering a major 3D effect once assembled. You also then build the extension for the Van Gogh minifigure to connect to the set. To sum up the pros, the set is of course extremely gorgeous. It's filled with colorful detail, let alone the fact that the three-dimensional aspect of it gives it so much more life. Building each individual section and applying it to the canvas made me want to keep going, and I couldn't even take a break just because I had a blast putting together all the parts. Once a hill was added, I wanted to see what it would look like next with the buildings. Once the buildings were added, I got excited to see the extra color be added to the sky. It just kept me engaged. I was also glad to see there were no stickers included in the set, as it wouldn't make sense anyways. The prints for the stars are fantastic, and the mini canvas being printed is much appreciated. Also, I love the 3D aspect of it. I have seen some reviews mention that the Starry Night looks bad from side view, showing all the spaces between parts. I'd respectfully argue that it's not meant to be seen from side view, and if placed on a corner wall above a dresser like mine, you can't even see it from the side. This is obviously me being very specific about placement. Even if it wasn't in that section, once placed, I'd have to try and go out of my way to look at it in side view. For the Van Gogh minifigure, it looks stunning. The paint stroke vibe on his clothes was a nice surprise and gave his minifigure a different feel compared to other minifigures, as well as the nice addition of adding props to him. Last, the whole set feels surprisingly sturdy, minus the 3D portion of the cypress tree and Van Gogh protruding out. I'd still be worried of it falling and breaking, but I was impressed with the lack of flimsiness to the entire set. As for the cons, there is only a few. What I will mention is I do get more worried about setting it up on a countertop or shelf. That is because it is held up by one prong as well as the back of the frame, and if that countertop or shelf gets knocked into, I can only imagine the set comes crashing down, possibly breaking and chipping the 3D parts to it. It just doesn't make me feel comfortable as I don't think that it's a strong enough support. Also, while Bag 5 is a necessity to create the lovely sky, it's a redundant build and the 4 shades of blue, 1x4 plates can be challenging to differentiate with the lighter hues. You will have to take your time and check over each layer to make sure it was all implemented correctly before moving on. Last, if you choose to hang it on the wall, depending on your height, It's important that you're not seeing the bottom of the foundation as you hang it, or else it may take away from the beauty of hanging it on a wall. In other words, don't hang it too high because you will see the bottom of the base sticking out, which is unappealing, and don't hang it too low because that's just goofy. Now, is a Starry Night worth hanging on the wall, or is it better just to prop it up on a countertop or shelf? I did mention before that propping it looks appealing, but I get nervous with it tumbling if knocked into. You can also even say that it might come crashing down if hung on the wall. My time with hanging it on the wall so far has been less of a worry, actually. There is a wall mount, which has been introduced in previous art sets, that is connected to the upper middle of the canvas, so you can hang it on the wall. The canvas is inserted inside the frame, and therefore all pieces from top to bottom are technically supported by the frame itself. With that said, there is no pull or separation from the weight of the set. I check on it every now and then as I'm still testing its hold, and there has been no signs of any stress to it. I personally find it more appealing without Van Gogh attached to the frame, as without him, it gives more of that art vibe. Adding him looks okay, but then a part of it really sticks out from the wall and can look a bit silly. I do find Starry Night to be more appealing on the wall while having a dresser or a counter placed in front of it, as it prevents you from ever accidentally walking too close to it, possibly ever knocking parts off. I've also placed a Lego assembly square underneath it so you can get an idea of the size comparison, as it is sized at 11 inches tall and 14.5 inches wide. Hopefully this video was helpful enough for you to make a decision and gave some insight on what to do with it. Everyone has their own preference on how it should be placed, and I hope how you do it makes you happy. Until the next video, be good everyone.